Hey everyone, my name is Gandalin, and welcome to another World of Warcraft guide. With about 6 months until Battle for Azeroth launches, a lot of you might be wondering what to do until then. So today I'm going to be covering some content that I think is important to complete before the next expansion launches. I'm going to be focusing primarily on content that will disappear or become much more difficult when BFA comes out, but I will mention a few things that you can do to fill the time gap. First up, let's talk about artifact appearances. While our artifacts won't be staying with us after Legion, the appearances we've unlocked will. Any looks or tints you've earned will be added to the transmog system, so you'll be able to use them in the future. Most of the appearances can still be unlocked after Legion, but there are a few notable exceptions that you must earn before BFA's launch. First are the challenge appearances. When the expansion ends, we won't be able to access the scenarios linked to the Mage Tower on the Broken Shore, so we won't be able to earn these appearances anymore. However, you can still earn the alternate tints if you've already unlocked the base form. So say, for example, that you're a mage, and you unlocked the Arcane Challenge appearance during Legion. If you come back and kill Heroic Kil'jaeden at some point during BFA, you will still earn that tint of the appearance. So it's really important to unlock the base form of all the challenge appearances you want. This is going to be a lot of work. There are 36 appearances, one for each spec in the game. They're still quite challenging, even with Antorus gear, so they aren't going to be a cakewalk. My suggestion would be to focus on getting the appearances you like first, and then try working on the others as much as you can before time runs out. The other appearance that will not be obtainable post-Legion is the Mythic plus 15 tint of the Balance of Power look. This is the other skill-based appearance, since a plus 15 is still quite challenging, so we won't be able to earn it in BFA and beyond. Now, don't freak out if you haven't earned the Balance of Power appearance yet, because this tint works kinda opposite to the Mage Tower. If you've completed Balance of Power, all you have to do is complete a Mythic plus 15 dungeon within the time limit before the end of Legion to earn that tint. If you have not completed Balance of Power, you should still do a plus 15 before Legion ends. If you do, you will still be able to access the tint when you unlock the base form later on. So if you want all the Mythic plus 15 tints on all your toons, then you have to do a plus 15 on each one. This is also going to be pretty time consuming, but shouldn't be as bad as the Mage Tower. Finally, I want to mention artifact appearances and tints linked to the Broken Isles world bosses. These aren't going away after Legion, but they might become more difficult to do since they'll still require a group to defeat. For all classes, the Unleashed Monstrosities tint of the Balance of Power appearance requires you to kill 8 of the 11 available bosses. This can also be earned before you do Balance of Power and will be awarded once you unlock the base. Then there are a few hidden appearances that drop from world bosses. Enhancement Shamans get their appearance from Flotsam or Levantus, Fury Warriors get pieces of theirs from Nithog and Sharthos, and Frost Death Knights can get theirs from the Soul Takers. Next up, let's talk about the raid mounts, starting with the Violet Spellwing. This mount is a guaranteed reward for defeating Argus the Endmaker on heroic difficulty in Antorus the Burning Throne. Similar to the Friendship Moose from Archimonde during Warlords, this mount will only be available during Legion, so you must get it before BFA launches. If you're not a raider or your group won't kill heroic Argus in time, then I'd advise you to check out the Friendship Burb website. They are a group of people who organize heroic Antorus runs for the community, generally free of charge. I'll put a link to the website in the description box below. Alternatively, you can also pay for a heroic Argus run, but those generally run several 100,000 gold. Next up, we have the 2 Mythic raid mounts. The Shackled Urzul drops from Mythic Argus, and the Fiendish Hellfire Core drops from Mythic Gul'dan in the Nighthold. For now, these are both guaranteed drops, but once BFA launches, the drop chance will be drastically reduced. Combine that with the fact that people won't be doing these raids as much, and the fact that they won't be soloable for a while, and it'll be a long time before you can try to farm these mounts on your own. So if you have the opportunity to get them now, then definitely try. Keep in mind that these are mythic raids, so they are going to be very difficult. Next, there are 3 other raid mounts that you can get. The Living Infernal Core drops from Gul'dan on normal or higher. The Abyss Wyrm drops from Mistress Sazine in Tomb of Sargeras on LFR or higher. And the Antoran Charhound drops from the Fellhounds of Sargeras in Antorus on LFR or higher. They won't be going away after Legion, and they've never been guaranteed drops, but it's going to become a lot more difficult to farm for them once people stop doing those raids, so you might want to try getting them now. Next, there's the Fathom Dweller, which can be awarded from a world quest related to Kosumoth the Hungering. This is a special world boss that you have to unlock by finding and clicking various orbs scattered throughout the Broken Isles. I'll put a link in the description for the Wowhead comment that tells you what to do. Once you've unlocked the world quest, you have to wait for it to offer the mount. It usually offers a pet, so it may take a while to get the Fathom Dweller. Finally, while this isn't a raid mount, you should try to get the Smoldering Ember Wyrm before Legion ends. This mount is awarded for performing a Nightbane run in the new Return to Karazhan dungeon on Mythic difficulty. This speed run requires a well-coordinated group that knows what they're doing, so make sure you do your homework before attempting this run. Check the description for another link to Wowhead. And lastly, if you've already done everything that I mentioned, or you have no interest in doing them, then here are a few things that you can do to fill the time gap before BFA. First up, I would go get all 12 class mounts. These will still be available after Legion, but they're quite involved to get. Remember that you have to complete your entire Order Hall storyline and the Broken Shore questline to be able to get it, which is a ton of Legion content that you're probably not going to want to do during BFA. Remember that once you earn a class mount, all characters of that class on your account can use it, so you don't have to do it multiple times for the same class. Check out my guide for Breaching the Tomb to see what you have to do. Next, I would work on getting the Fishing Artifact weapon. This is the only artifact that will be sticking around after Legion, so all the great bonuses it confers to fishing will still be available to us. Check out the Wowhead guide for how to get it, or stick around for a bit as I'm planning on making my own guide for this. Finally, you should unlock the currently available allied races and level them up for their heritage armor sets, especially if you intend on playing any of them in BFA. If you need help with the requirements to unlock them, make sure you check out the guide I made for that. Alright, so that's everything I think you should do before Battle for Azeroth comes out. If you like this guide, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or if there's something you want me to cover. Check the link in the description to follow me on Twitter, and of course, subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so you'll get notified when I post a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.